This is our ATM1, our very first product, released in 1986.
Mm-hmm.
This is our very first preamp ATC1, released in following year, 1987. And this is ATM2, I believe, released in 1987 as well.
Okay.
And it's ATM1, ATM2. Oh, and the same year we did launch this ATC2 preamp.
There must be a lot of circuitry in that preamp. It's a very big preamp.
When you look at the function, it's interesting to see you still have a copy mode, tape input.
Yes.
And this is our ATM3 EO34 parallel push-pull amplifier.
Mm-hmm. The various generations from there to the current.
Mm-hmm.
How many years between development?
In case of ATM1, the original model was released in 1986. This one, ATM1S, predecessor of ATM1, was released in 2006, 20 years after this. And our ATM1E, or 2004 edition, was released after 18
years.
18 years.
Yeah. And so once you've developed a product, there's no real reason to change it, is there?
Yes. To be honest with you, we did not want to change it. We wanted to continue making this, but as I explained to you, we had a problem with our output transport manufacturer, incapable of providing us quality product that meets our requirement.
Yeah.
So we have to discontinue.
And so when you redesigned that product for the new output transformer,
right,
was there much redesign of the whole product, or was it simply finding a new output transformer that suits the product?
It took us about 3 years to came up with ATM1 2004 edition from this model.
So 3 years of design just because the output transformer changed?
Yes. Well, we wanted to, we were planning to change, renew this model for our 40th year anniversary. Again, 20 years.
Yes.
But due to this problems we had, we have to do it 2 years earlier. So, but we've been doing R&D for a long time.
Okay. Yeah.
We are doing a lot R&D for a long time. This was our longest running model, ATM2. We released in 1987. And we discontinued this model in 2018. Various reasons, but some of the components are no longer available. And so there are some components you cannot simply replace.
Yes.
Because the impact to the sound will be tremendous.
Of course.
So we have to discontinue this model. This ATC1 was also very long line model, released in 1987. We discontinued in 2018 as well, 2019.
Okay. And what was it replaced with?
Our ATC5. For this model, this lever switch was a problem.
Okay.
Alps, the manufacturer of this lever switch, discontinued this lever switch about 10 years ago.
And you bought stock?
We had a huge stock of the selector switch, but eventually ran out and we could no longer make this. This is the same reason, same lever switch. ATC2, last shipment we did was in 2018. So this was replaced to ATC7.
You mentioned before that this particular product, over the history, there are 3 different variants.
Yes.
And
this is our original ATM300. We released this in 1998, if I remember correct. That was a time when Western Electric said they will restart production of 300B tubes. We became importer of Western Electric 300B tubes.
Yes.
And to celebrate that, we decided to make 300B tubes amplifier, single-ended.
8 watts per channel?
8 watt per channel. These are the selector switch that you can select either no negative feedback or certain decibel feedback, or maybe 10 decibel feedback. To
the next generation.
Yes. This is 18300 anniversary. We released this as to celebrate our 30th year anniversary. This was released in 2016. And on this model, we looks the same outside, but on this model, we decided to adopt a new negative feedback loop, which to take a signal from plate back to fast stage 12AX7.
Okay.
This is a topology used on Western Electric. I forgot the name, but the vintage Western Electric 300B amplifier.
Okay.
But having a no negative feedback will not give you sufficient damping factor to drive modern speakers.
Yes.
But if you apply overall a negative feedback, then your sound stage will be kind of closed. So looking for some alternative way to have good damping factor while keeping big sound stage.
Broad sound stage, yeah.
And we came up with this idea. We take this idea from Western Electric 41 amplifier.
The second generation of 300B is almost a completely different amplifier from the first generation.
Yes. If you look at inside, what's inside is also completely different. How signals going through running through the amplifier is all different, and everything is completely different.
And then moving to third generation,
is that
completely new design again.
Completely new design again. Only common thing is we again using taking a negative feedback signal, a signal from plate of 300B to top of 12AX7.
A lot of manufacturers take a product, make a few small changes, sell it as a new product 3 years later.
No, that's just boring.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, for this amplifier, of course, we make very nice product. We make only 100 units of them. But after that model discontinued, we received so many requests from all over the world to come up with a new model. So we have to make one. And,
so same output power, still 8 watts a channel?
This one, using 100 volt power supply, you get 9 watts, but 120 and 230 volt, you get 8 watts.
Yeah.
Different power transformer, different choke coil.
Yes.
On this model, we craftsman to hand wind choke coil for us. And hand winding choke coil give you tighter winding.
Yes.
And much lower signal to noise ratio, residence noise.
Okay.
On this
do you get better dynamics as well?
Yes. Well, this one received a Tube Amplifier of the Year award from Absolute Sound magazine in 2019. This was very favorably reviewed by Mr. Art Dudley of Stereophile magazine. This amplifier stays on Best Buy list for forever since its debut. Unfortunately, we are pausing order acceptance on this model.
Oh.
Because we have a problem getting one capacitor. We are not getting a new supply of this capacitor since July 2022. the problem is this company still saying, "Oh, we'll get you this new supply
Yes.
by this day," but when maybe 3 months later they say, "Oh, another 6 months later," and just keep postponing delivery dates.
Yeah.
But we have to make a decision at a certain point whether to continue this model
Yes.
or discontinue and came up with a new model. And we are still already working on the new model. However, this amplifier is so well designed and built, extremely difficult to improve. So we are constantly doing, trying. We've been doing this for maybe 3 years already.
Yeah. And so you make KT88s, 300Bs, EL34s. You basically, and you design a completely new topology for each type of tube to bring out the best in that tube.
Yes. Of course, well, KT88 push-pull, there's not many variants in circuitry. All of our amplifier has very basic circuitry. Nothing exotic. We don't use any exotic specialized. How to make our sounds different from the other is what we are focusing on.
That's the secret.
That's a secret. That would be a secret.
Yeah. It's like when you have a recipe and two chefs make the same recipe. Never taste the same.
This carbon steel, fully welded monocoque construction chassis is key of our sound, I think. We have tried make this chassis in stainless steel, copper, and other aluminum. Or maybe thicker plates or thinner plate.
Different type of bracing configuration.
Yes. And this is the best design.
Okay. It's a steel chassis, but you still use a lot of copper inside, a lot of copper plate around all of the electronics.
That's correct.
Is it grounding or shielding that the copper is for, or a combination of all those things?
Yes. I would say combination of both.
Okay.
I explained to Stereophile magazine when I describe our ATM-1E to them, but having a solid copper plate instead of printed circuit board give you a very long life. Because if you have a printed circuit board and your socket, a tube socket mounted directly on the printed circuit board, and the tube get heated, so the printed circuit board causes expansion, contraction, which in many years of use would potentially, in many cases, cause cracks.
Yeah. And so
once the printed circuit board cracks, then whole your amplifier is not repairable.
And I guess even if you're using a printed circuit board with point-to-point wiring, once the board starts to crack, that changes the resonance, which then feeds back into the tube, and it changes the whole structure and feedback characteristic that you're trying to generate in the system in the first place.
Could be, yes.
Yeah.
Every chassis sounds different.
Okay.
But if you kill this
if
sound,
you overdamp it, it closes the sound stage.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that's something that a lot of companies don't focus on at all. They want the most inert, dead box that you can create.
That's true, yes.
And it's not necessarily going to give the most musical output. It's like a lot of loudspeakers. There are a lot of loudspeakers, and I'm thinking largely the high-efficiency loudspeakers now. High-efficiency loudspeakers generally, and I'm making a very broad generalization, are not overly constrained boxes. If you think of the old BBC monitors, the LS3, LS5, all of those types of products, the chassis itself, the box, is part of the instrument, of the character of what it's trying to generate.
Right.
And if you overdamp those cases, those boxes, then you lose a lot of the qualities that people love in them.
Right. I like playing electric guitar.
Oh, you play music yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a guitar, if it's electric guitar, using episode pickup that get the vibration of the strings directly is theoretically best because it will not be affected by vibration of other components in the guitar. But it's not the best solution for many musicians.
Yes. Yep.
And if you play Telecaster or Fender or Gibson, Epiphone all sounds different.
They do.
Yes.
Yeah, every instrument has that unique characteristic.
Right.
So what's your favorite instrument? What's your favorite guitar to play?
Telecaster.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I own somewhere.
How many guitars do you have?
No, I only have 3.
Uh-huh. And do you play in a band?
I used to.
Yeah.
But that's long time ago. Let's not talk about it. I never was a good musician, but I really enjoy playing.
What type of music is your favorite type of music to play?
Rock.
Rock. Yeah.
Rock music.
Okay. What era?
1970s.
Yeah.
Junior high school student when new wave of British heavy metal came in. So of course every kid's playing guitar.
That was the big influence of the era.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was playing those heavy metal things, but later I changed to rock and roll. More.
Yeah. If you've got a great sounding hi-fi system, then all the musicians I know just want to pick up a guitar and play along. And for me, that's a really interesting way to characterize the quality of sound. If a musician wants to pick up a guitar and play along with the music, it's doing something right.
It's interesting, yeah. But it's good. Of course, sound is sound, but loving of music.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's all about enjoying the music.
Yes.
Yeah.